Mr. Speaker, this government wants to ship thousands of jobs down bitumen pipelines to the United States and China. They shouldn't be pointing fingers at anybody. In an answer yesterday that was deliberately confusing, the Minister of ESRD claimed that his government would not be spending any additional funds on rebuilding a golf course. But the government still has to pay out $8 million more to offset losses to the leaseholder caused by flood damage. It now appears that this obligation was only added to the contract after the flood damage had already occurred. Will the minister confirm this?
The Honourable President of the Treasury Board. Again, we said, Mr. Speaker, this is under review. Mr. Speaker, I've been asked by the Premier to put a third party in place to look at this, Mr. Speaker. And again, I ask the question, Mr. Speaker, how many jobs are the opposition prepared to kill, Mr. Speaker?
How many jobs? First supplemental.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, the government is well known for using reviews as smoke screens to avoid answering the real question, and he just did it again today. Given that the government has agreed to cover the losses due to flood damage to the operators, and given that if the government doesn't repair the golf courses, which it said it's not going to do, the losses will continue next year and the year after. Can the minister please explain how not fixing the golf course and continuing to pay the operators $8 million a year not to operate is going to save the taxpayers money?
Well, Mr. Speaker, let's make one thing very clear off the start, Mr. Speaker. This Premier is very decisive in the decisions he makes, Mr. Speaker. When this Premier says he's going to get something done, we get it done. Mr. Speaker, I've been tasked with a project to look at this, Mr. Speaker. It will be done in a very timely manner. And, Mr. Speaker, I will make it clear one more time, we will not spend public money on golf courses in Alberta.
Thank you very much. Well, the Premier's answer earlier makes it clear he's just going to privatize a public park in order to solve this problem. Given that the $8 million payment to the Tory insiders that have the golf course contract is not required before the flood, but now apparently is, and given that it's clear that this government signed a contract deal behind closed doors to cover the losses of their friends when they had no obligation to do so, they've left the taxpayers on the hook for millions of dollars. What can the minister possibly say to excuse this betrayal of Albertans' trust?
Mr. Speaker, this government has no friends in the golf industry.